Hello Darts Nuts, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video, a much requested set for review, the Harrows Black Knight. Let's check them out. So I'm reviewing the 23 gram version, the 90% tungsten. They're also available in 21, 22, 24, 25 and 26 gram in steel tip, 18 and 20 gram in soft tip, and the retail for £57.95. So the darts come in this cardboard packaging, got a nice graphic on the front there. On the back you got some detail on the darts. Inside you've got this plastic tray and the darts fitted into a little point holder, and they come supplied with the Harrows carbon ST stems, and that's the MIDI size, and a set of the Harrows standard or small standard Black Knight flights. The darts fit with a black chord point, and it's a slightly unusual shape. You got a tapered nose, and then this section here, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's very gently tapered towards this, just past the middle section, and then you've got a kind of a, I don't know, say it's like a beveled part there, and then it tapers out slightly, and then obviously on the end you've got a slight taper. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the 180 Night Hunter darts, but I don't think the taper on these is quite as severe. Those 180 Night Hunter darts were terrible for me. They kind of flew a bit weird, but I still hit a 180 on the video on that one, so it was a bit weird. But definitely like the feel of the grip on these, and it's probably a front weighted style because it looks a little bit more chunky there, and as you can see it's got these long elongated cuts going through it, but it's kind of like a, well, is it a ring grip or a slightly angled ring? It's a little bit hard to tell here, but we'll see in the super close look. But it may be a dart that might surprise people. There might be a bit of something there for everyone. Certainly a nice feeling grip, and I think, I don't know if that section there, yeah, you've got a slight beveled ring there, but I think this section here almost feels like a scallop, so maybe just slightly past the middle and then on the rear, so there could be something there for all grips. And there's the carbon ST stems and the Black Knight standard shape flights. So as you can see, it's got quite a fairly long tapered nose, and as you can see from there, them lateral cuts are kind of like a V shape. Just get it back into focus. And when you go along the barrel, it's a ring and groove grip, but there's a slight angle to some of the rings depending on where they are, and then that section there has got a kind of a beveled wide ring, but the lateral cuts continue through the barrel, fairly grippy, and then as you get maybe just past the middle you've got another wide kind of a beveled ring, and then a slightly flatter ring grip on the rear, but again with the lateral cuts on, but they don't look quite as deep on that rear section, and then a tapered section and ring and groove on the end of the barrel. So there you go, that's the super close look at the Harrows Black Knight darts. The darts fit with a black coated 25mm point. There's a tapered nose and it's got the lateral cuts, that's 7mm, and you got a couple of rings and a groove again with the lateral cuts, that's 5mm, a wide beveled ring 3mm, more of the thin ring grip with the lateral cuts 13mm, another wide beveled ring 3mm. On the rear again some thin rings with the lateral cuts, but not as deep as the front section, 13.5mm, and then you've got a small smooth section 3mm, and then some ring and grooves on the end 2.5mm, length 50mm, width 6.9mm. 23.12 grams. 20 23.11 grams. And 23.09 grams. Full setup, 24.73 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup. And this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. Probably grippiest on the front half, so 7.5 at the most. I'm holding it near where that kind of like beveled ring is. I'm probably mostly into it actually. You do feel like a kind of like almost a scallopy section there, and the grip, there's definitely some edginess, and I think it's mostly come from the lateral cut, so a fair amount of grip I think. And the darts have got a kind of a chunky feel to it. My hands are cold. I mean, it is a slightly front weighted feel as well, so balance is quite nice for a front grip, but it's not an excessive amount, I don't think. Oh, treble 5. But yeah, good level of grip that, and quite a nice feel. Now I'm holding it what I think is the middle, which is just maybe slightly front of that next beveled ring, but I'm still kind of getting some of the effect from that. Maybe about a third of the way along on my thumb, but it feels as if I'm pushing against like the front tapered part, which I think for some mid grippers it might be rather nice. Certainly a decent level of grip though. Probably verging onto a high level. Oh, I managed to get a treble. I think it throws quite nice from there, so if you're a mid gripper, you might really like the feel of that there. I got a treble from the rear grip. I was actually not looking forward to trying these from the rear because I thought it tapers the other way, and I thought it's a slightly strange shape and probably going to be a lot worse from the rear for me. But it doesn't feel too bad actually. I think the grip, yeah, it's definitely a little bit less grippy on that rear section, and I think it's just down to the fact the lateral cuts are not as wide and deep. Oh, fell out my fingers, that one. Them two are actually fairly smooth through the air. I wasn't expecting them to fly smooth at all. So it is a slightly quirky barrel, so if you're a rear gripper, it might be just one that you're going to have to try. I mean, certainly still a nice level of grip, but it flies a lot better from the rear than I thought it would for me, so if you're a natural rear gripper, it should be flying better for you. Oh well, there you go. That's the Harrows Black Knight darts. Nice looking darts, slightly quirky, so it may be just one of them darts that you're going to have to try and find out whether it works for you or not. But there's certainly something there, whether you're a front, mid or rear gripper. Nice level of grip. I think front and mid grippers probably get the best of the grip, and maybe front grippers probably get best overall, but certainly didn't feel too bad from the mid and the rear sections. So like I say, it could be one that's just you're gonna have to find out for yourself. So I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a closer look at them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.